Let's see how it looks when we push this to 100. Okay. Yeah, it's a little short at the back. We can give it a little more length. Or if you want it, you can just have it like this. It's also fine. But I think right now it's looking okay. It's sort of like those hard leather vinyl-ish clothing. Let's go here and just give it a little more length so it's not so short at the back. Maybe we can even just just turn this a little bit so that the back is a little long. Now let's pull this down a little. Okay, and now let's go to cache, delete bake, and let's bake again. Okay, let's go back and see the length of the skirt to see if it's a little better. Yeah, it definitely covers a little more, so that's good. Maybe we can adjust the pose later so she's not bending so much back, but we can just keep playing around with this and adding a little more length. And yep, it's just gonna trial and error basically. Okay, and now let's go and check. Yep, I think it's a lot better this time, so we can leave this for now. As regarding to the fold, we can just try to let me see. Yeah, I think it's because the material is a little hard. That's why it's not bending over in it's not bending enough. We can try to add a few more loops in here just to make the bend a little soft. So then let's just bake again. Let's try and error goes. Okay, let's check again to see if the fold is a little better now. Yeah, it's a little better. It's just that the fold has happened over here. So let's see what the problem is. I think it's because once this gets stuck together, then it kind of gets pulled and pushed by itself. Yeah, so it's just a lot of trial and error. We can go ahead and see if we can add a little more loops at the back to make this a little less sticky. Just around this as well. We can always just dissolve the loops if we don't want them in the future. But yep, it's just another trial and error. So let's try this. Okay, and now let's go back and take a look. Yep, I think it's looking a little better. Oh, yeah, it's much better. So you don't get that bunched look anymore, and it's falling rather softly. Perfect. Okay, so now since we know that we have to add some more loops, let's just go ahead and add all the loops in here so that the front and back are the same. And here as well. Yeah, let's just leave this for now and do a final bake so that the dress looks nice. Okay, now let's just quickly take a look. All right, Yep, I think that's fine. Okay, and now we can turn on the rest of the outfits. The heels and the thigh band. We can move the skirt afterwards. And our fur coat, our corset, our necklace. For our necklace, we have to do a little bit of adjustments. So with this turned on, let's select our necklace and just gotta move this in place. And then we can just do some adjustments for each individual ones. For example, this being here is fine. And then this, we can just select our curve and just push this back down a little. So make room for that one pearl. That we have to fill up. So here. Okay. I think we have to fill up 2 of them. So here, let's array it to 57. Okay, almost there. Let's just move this in a little. So we just need 56. Okay, and for this one, let's move this side a little. And then for the collarbone, just make a little bit of adjustments. And here, this can hang lower like that. So it's hanging in front of the chest. Okay, great. And for this one, it's mostly just the sides, I think. So we just have to move this up. And yep, looking good. And just fill in one jewel. 76. And lastly, this one. Let's move this on top to the collarbone. This as well. Yeah, this will overlap a little. We can just raise the other one as well as this. It's gonna overlap a little bit. That's fine. Because I think we have to edit the rotation a little bit as well. Okay, and for this, let's change the rotation a little. So it's like this. Yeah, so these are just really fine adjustments, because we might have to end up making more adjustments later when we finalize our pose. So let's just do this quickly. It's so easy to get caught up in these little details, to be honest. But it's also so soothing to do them, like to see it coming in together, to see it come together and turn out really nicely. It feels so satisfying. So I usually just take the liberty of just do what's fun at work or during work, and it's these particular little things that makes it so enjoyable. So yeah, now that our necklace is fixed, we can turn on our fur coat and turn on the particle systems and take a look. Let's press Ctrl S to save, and we can copy our character over. And now here, let's just turn off this character. And for the actor, let's call this the actor 1, our main character. And for this, let's copy this. And for this, let's move this over to 100, just like our timeline over there. And just move our character over. Although we have to do a lot of okay, it's all parented. Let's just delete all the GZM things here. And then for the rest, let's just why is because for some of the pieces, I think it's still locked, is it? Okay, so once we have our character copied over, we can go here and just apply the cloth. Okay. So that's applied, and for this as well, let's just apply the cloth. Okay, now with our actor collection added, we can go here and just copy our characters over. Okay, let's just go here. Let's turn off the other things for now, as well as lights and camera, so we can see our things better. And now with this copied over, we can delete this, and then for this, let's move this to 100, And we can just go here, turn off the armature, and then let's apply the cloth. So this is settled, and we can move this as well as this. Let's just go here and apply the cloth. Okay, perfect. And now we can move our character over to where our mannequin was. So this is looking quite all right. I think it's a little low. We can turn on our streets to see. Yep, she's standing inside. Wow, the high heels are actually a little high. Okay, so now with the heels adjusted, there's a little bit of a height difference that we have to get rid of. So so we can just make some quick adjustments. Let's lower this so that she's holding onto the joystick. But let's make sure that the movement is not too big. So maybe like this, and we can move the arm down a little. And for this, we can just use our this tool here, rotate and twist, and just turn off the symmetry, and let's just move this down a little, like that. And we can just make some easy adjustments. There we go. All right, and the back. And some pieces are outside of the... But again, because this pose is not final, then we don't have to make it so perfect. But I like to, keep things looking nice. So for now, we can turn off this bone, and then here, let's turn on the fur, and this character is in place. Okay, let's control save that, and now move to the other character. Okay, now with this done, we can control save and open up the character that we had before. Okay, so now this character is much simpler. We have this, and we have the bodysuit, and everything's ready to go. We actually have a lot of bodysuits, so we can go ahead and clean this up. First, let's control save and save this character as character 2. Now with that saved, let's delete these unnecessary one and just call this bodysuit. Okay, and control save, and we're ready to go. Again, open up bones, and this time it'll be much easier because there's less clothing pieces, so we can just convert this to MHX and finger IK. Okay, so this is done. Let's go to pose, and now just drag open this. Let's go to asset browser, go to user library, and let's just double click this. Oh. I forgot. Let's delete all groups, transfer mesh data, vertex group, nearest vertex, and all layers. Now that's transferred. We can delete the multi-res because that was used for sculpting in the wrinkles. Add an armature. Okay. Now we're ready. Just press this and double click. Now the suit is a little bit off place. We can always go back and adjust it later. Let's see if we can fix this by just adding a shrink wrap modifier. So let's shrink wrap onto this character here, the outside surface. Yeah. So this mostly solves the problem. We can fix the neck in a bit. We can, okay, after this is shrink wrapped, let's select everything and let's move this over to this one here. So let's turn all this off. Also turn off the render so it doesn't render out later. Let's add a new one called Actor 2. Let's copy this over. We can delete these guys. Now with this selected, we can start moving her into position. Let's turn off the stuffed animal. So her butt is in position. Okay, looking good. And now turn on the stuffed animal to see that she's sitting right in them. Okay. Nice. Okay, and as for these parts, we can always just apply this. Let's delete the shape keys. Okay, and we can just apply this as a shape key. Whoops. Just apply. Okay, so that is applied, and we can apply the shrink wrap. So with everything applied, we can go and make some edits. So as for this part, I'll turn off symmetry. Okay, and then for this, you can just push and pull a little bit. But of course, her leg is looking really weird. We will do that for the final copy, since that will take some time to fix. And for this part, we can just let's just select all of these here. Make sure that the leg part is mostly selected. Okay, so it's mostly selected, and we can deselect the rest. And with sculpt, let's just add this to a face set. And we can turn on the face sets option and just move just the face set. And now we sort of know the reason why this is happening. It's because the number of geometry here is way too few. So when we go back and do our final pose, we can add more geometries to the to the knee, or we can just add a modifier so that we have more geometry going on here. But this is just a rough view, so we can take a look to see where we have to modify later. So yeah, for now, let's just leave this as is. And lastly, for the hair, you know, we can always go back and just go back and just use comb to fix it a little here and there, so that it's more or less just going in the right direction. And let's go to here, turn on the top view. This needs to be fixed a little as well. So I'm just doing this to show you guys what can be done, but it's not the final edition, so it doesn't have to look so fine. But yep, that's almost there in place. As well as this hair, you can go here and just brush this to the back a little. Okay, so now the hair is running in the right direction. All right, now we can just save this, Control S. And then let's turn on the bunny ears. Let's just put them in the right place. We can do the hair adjustments later for the final copy, like that. So this is like a bunny ear for the character. And then we can also just copy another one here, because they are essentially the same person. So this would make it really interesting, having to see herself as a product. So you can have different ways of interpreting what's going on. It's open to interpretations. And we'll be changing the hair for the, we'll be making room for the hair, making room for the year later. Just stick out a little. And now let's turn on the glass. Okay, the hand is a little, the ears, let's move this to the actor. Let's move this a little toward the back. Okay. And then for this, we're just gonna add the bunny ears to actor 1. For actor 1, we'll also move her a little bit forward. Okay, just a little bit. Right, and the props, building, electric lights, camera. We can delete this now. Okay. Hide the bones and hide the extras. And let's see our scene. It's going to take a while to render now because it's really intense with a lot of objects and reflections and everything going on. But yeah, I think it's looking quite nice. Obviously, there's still some lighting and adjustments that needs to be done, but for now, I think, yeah, it's coming along nicely. So we have this view. We have this view. For this class, for this chapter, this will be it. We have successfully rigged our clothing onto our character and placed them into our scene. And for the later chapters, we will be making some finer adjustments to their poses and stuff, so we might have to redo this step again. But yeah, this is roughly the step of posing the character and adding them into scene. So that is all for this chapter. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye for now.